Look, people, we've all heard about a million things about what to look forward to and how to choose the better console and the Xbox this and the PlayStation 5 that. But really, there's only one thing that matters. All these other things are icing on the cake. The cake itself is the games. The cake itself is the fun we have playing these games. And games are about artistry. Who has the better artist? That's all that matters to me. Look, I used to be a believer, man. Every time Phil Spencer, the greatest hype man in the video game industry, opened his mouth, I would buy into everything he said. And you know what? I'm still a sucker, because this last week when he was talking about how he's confident about what he has to show in July. He's confident after watching that PS5 event 3 weeks ago that the Xbox can challenge. The Xbox has more stuff in store. Yeah, that got me all excited. But let's talk real deal. No one's ever said this is my favorite game because it uses all the teraflops included in the console. No one's ever said that game sucks because the frame rate sucks. Well, maybe. But no one's ever loved the game because of its frame rate. I own both systems. I actually even own a Nintendo Switch, so I'm not biased at all. I love playing video games. I'm not going to be a fanboy of one company over another unless they sponsor me and start paying me to play only their console. But no one's doing that, so I'll play anything I want to play. The Last of Us 2 sold 4 million copies in the first 3 days. That's because it's a good game. Whether you hate the storyline or not doesn't matter. The game itself is playable. It's very good. And Ghost of Tsushima looks like it's going to be a top-selling game too. 5 months before they release the PS5, they could have held on to these games, optimized them for the next gen, as Xbox loves to say, optimized for Xbox Series X. Man, stop with the branding, stop with the marketing. We all know it's going to be optimized for the Series X. Just like the games that get upscaled for the PS5 are going to be optimized for PS5. I'm done with the branding and marketing that Phil Spencer and the Xbox team love to do. Show us the games, man. We want to see the games. We want the games to be just as good. And I don't want every good game to be a first-person shooter, because that's really what it feels like on the Xbox these days. Look, the top 10 best-selling games on the Xbox One, 6 of them are first-person shooters. 4 of them are Call of Duty. Then you got Battlefield and Halo. Good games, don't get me wrong, but we don't need 6 first-person shooters to be on the top 10 best-selling list of any console. The top 10 best-selling list of the PlayStation 4? Not a single first-person shooter. You got games like God of War. The Last of Us 2 is going to be a top 10 selling game, I'm sure of it, in due time. But right now, you got God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon, Uncharted. Games that have nothing to do in the first person, and I'll tell you why that's important. When you play a first-person shooter, and I love me some first-person shooters, but when you play a first-person anything, doesn't even have to be a shooter, when you play a game in the first person, you don't get to see your character, and so gameplay mechanics change, right? So if you think about a game like Zelda, I'm just going to say Zelda because I was just playing it right before I started recording. And Zelda is a third-person game, so you get to do things like snowboarding on your shield, climbing mountains, riding horses, gliding with a paraglider, all gameplay features that wouldn't work so well in a first-person game. Imagine web-slinging in Spider-Man in the first person. You'd probably get motion sickness. To have the console be dominated by first-person shooters is not a great idea. GTA 5 is not a first-person shooter and outsold every other game on the Xbox and the PlayStation 4 because it's a great game and it lasted forever. I mean, the game came out a generation ago and it's still the best-selling game on the current generation. That's because it's an amazing game, because that's what it's all about. It's not about generations, or else people would have moved on from GTA 5, right? So, as a gamer, and as somebody who wants us to all take a step forward and play better games, I'm hoping Xbox is going to come with some games this July. I'm hoping Xbox isn't going to just bank on, we have a more powerful machine. I'd rather have a low-end Ferrari with a full gas tank than the best Lamborghini with no fuel. Horsepower means nothing if you don't have any gasoline to power it up. I know the boys at Microsoft have been buying studio after game studio after game studio, but I still haven't seen what that's going to amount to. I still haven't seen a fantastic set of games. I've seen like 2 or 3 great games. Look, we all know we're gonna get Halo, Gears, and Forza. Great. That's awesome. I've been getting that for like, what, 15 years now? Probably more. It's time for new adventures. Something that could go up against Horizon. You know what would make me happy? If both companies were rocking out with amazing games for us to play. Because I'm getting both consoles. It's just that I want to make sure that this time I'm turning my Xbox on just as much as I turn on my PlayStation. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe if you like. I'm going to be making more videos probably about once a week, sometimes twice a week. Thank you guys. Bye.